Always great catching up with my next guest. Jairzinho Rozenstruik is going to be back in action, going down under, going to be fighting Tai Tuivasa, UFC 305, August 17th. Jairzinho, how you doing, man?
I'm good. What's going on?
Nothing much. I'm just here talking to you about a fight in Australia, which is pretty cool. You fought all over the world. I don't believe you've ever fought in Australia before, so you're pretty excited about this, getting to fight a guy in his own backyard.
That's correct. It's going to be my first time in Australia. And I think, they're bringing me down there to ruin the party.
Yeah.
So it's his party, and I'm going down there to ruin it. So I think it's a fun one. It's a big one, standing up. It's going to be a big chess match. Two heavyweights who landed first. For me, I think it's a fun one. And I'm a player, right?
Yeah, and I would agree. And it ties one of the guys that you haven't fought in the division. Like, you fought a lot of the fighters on the roster already. You must have been excited to fight him, not only for the style matchup, but, Ty's a bit of a personality. There's going to be some eyeballs on this fight for sure.
I'm definitely think he has a personality that everybody want to watch. And they've been asking me for this fight like a while. Let me see it. Fans was asking for this fight. and yeah, it will be a good one to watch. Don't blink.
I agree. You're coming off that win over Shamil Gazev, another main event for you. Just your overall thoughts on that performance. I know that was a few months back, but what did you think about your performance, getting a good win here and now getting this fight with Tai?
Definitely the win. A win is a win. I wanted to do more. I outstyle him, and I showed that I'm capable of doing that. So, a win is a win, what I say, and I definitely think I could do better. I could get him out of there earlier, but it went how it went, and it also gave me a couple of minutes in the octagon, which is good.
Let's talk about Tuivasa. I mentioned it there, 14-7 record. I think you guys are probably going to stand in trade, but how are you looking at this fight stylistically? I'm seeing two strikers. Are you seeing anything different?
I'm seeing the same thing, but it's MMA. I will never take a little bit of wrestling out of it, but it can be a fun one. Who lands first? Nice combinations, fast hands, fast kicks. So for me, it's more I'm gonna play myself right and show my skills. I've been kickboxing for years before MMA, and now I finally can show a little bit of that style in front of a big crowd, and in front of the whole world, and show a couple of nice kickbox combination, of course.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Anything different for camp? Is it business as usual at American Top Team? Who you mainly getting to work with over there?
Oh, definitely it's business as usual. I'm working with all the guys. Everybody's in the gym.
Cool.
Like from a junior to Sakai, name it, Pesão. Everybody's in there. Buchecha's in there. So we having fun. I'm doing my camp, and it's going great. I can't complain. I can't wait to fly out there a little bit earlier and then get myself acclimated, and then the fight go on.
Yeah, no, for sure. I guess that, you sort of mentioned everyone's in the gym. Is that a bit surprising? Because I'm sure this time of year, some of the fighters, I know the UFC schedule is like year round, but I know people do like to take some time off for the summer. So that must feel good that everyone's, in the gym, and it seems like a full roster there.
Definitely. But a lot of fighters fought like earlier this year.
Yeah.
And everybody start coming back to the gym. Everybody's recovered. So it's a right time for a camp that, you have everybody's help and the other way around. So it's really good, and the camp is going good.
And you've been at American Top Team for a while now. Is it different being there now as like a veteran of the gym? Because I remember when you came a couple of years ago, obviously you were sort of a bit new. I'm sure you have younger fighters coming up to you for advice and stuff. Is that something you're getting used to?
I'm getting used to it, and it's always nice seeing fresh guy coming in and try to show the skills, try to level up, see how it is, give it a feeling. You have a couple of strong guys, you have a couple of guys that have a different style, so it's definitely helpful, and it's always good to see the fresh meat that comes in to let the show go on, like roll over to the big shows.
Are you still doing your swimming training? I remember that's something you started doing a couple camps ago, like really working on the cardio, getting the lungs open, all that stuff.
I do that, but I didn't do it that much for this camp. Most likely is MMA. You need a lot of condition. You need a lot of cardio.
Yeah.
So throwing kicks and punches is different. When you have to wrestle, it's a different pressure. So that's why I was putting it more and extremely. I didn't need to do it that much because I was already in shape because I fought a couple of months ago, and right now we're working on our perfect game plan and going forward.
Good. You mentioned heading down to Australia. Have you already got your travel booked, or are you still figuring that out as far as when you're going to be heading down?
We get it. We're gonna book one of these days. Like, yeah, I think I want to leave next week.
Yeah.
But I'm still talking to the team, see what's the perfect day to leave, and then we go down there.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to get there as early as you can. Like you mentioned, time change, climate change, all that different stuff, right? You don't want to leave any stone unturned, so to speak, right? You want to make sure you cover all your bases. So
definitely, it's gonna be a fun one. So we want to do it while we're fresh.
Who's going to be making the trip down there with you as far as your team?
I'm gonna go with Kimo Lawal.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same team as last time, Steve Bruno, and a friend of back home. He's also a kickbox coach, so I invite him to be in the corner with me for this fight.
What's it like traveling long distances with Mo? Because he's a funny guy. I'm sure he keeps the mood light.
I mean, my whole career I made it on top team. I was working with Kimo, and we always have fun. And one thing is always a serious coach. You know, we've been having fun, and then it changed suddenly into a training or into talking at the game plan. You know, so he's fun, but he's always a serious guy.
Okay, good to know. How do you see this fight playing out on the 17th? I don't think this is going to the judges' scorecards with your two styles.
I don't think so neither. I knock him out in the first round.
There you go. You didn't even hesitate. That's how I know you're serious about it, because I asked that. You didn't even give that extra second to come up with a prediction. You're like, you're going to make it quick and easy. So and
that's it for me. Yeah.
Are you going to be staying a few days after to kind of see the city, or are you heading right back to the States?
I'm heading right back. I don't like to stay out too much. Like when I go to work, I like to do business and then come back home to my family. And then after we can kind of, see for a vacation or something else. But at first I want to go home, be with the family, get the good food again, and then we go from there. I
like it. Time of recording this, it's July 24th. We have the interim heavyweight title fight coming up here on Saturday. Before we talk about the fight itself and sort of your thoughts on it, do you feel like in some ways this is the real belt in the sense that a lot of people feel like Apsinall should be fighting John Jones, and John's obviously waiting to fight Stipe? Are you of that belief, or do you think this still is the interim title and John is the real champ?
Reality is still the interim title.
Okay.
But if we're gonna look at the fighters, Apsinall, Blaydes, it should be a real belt at this point.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things happen. I don't care about that. I think neither do those fighters well. It's a business, and when it's my time, just give me my real time. Don't give me an interim title. But it is what it is. The UFC know what they're doing, and they know what they want. So, we should wait. Let these two guys fight it out, and then we see who fight the champ or the real champ after this one.
So who wins on Saturday? You fought Curtis Blaydes. You haven't fought Apsinall. For some reason, I thought you had, but I guess you haven't. That's like the one guy in the division you haven't. But I know Aspinall's a big betting favorite. How do you see the fight on Saturday playing out?
If I look at like paper wise, Apsinall is a complete fighter. He has hands and he gets his wrestling. But Curtis Blaydes is also a long time in the game. Actually, I don't care who wins. If it's my turn to fight Curtis again or fight Apsinall, then I'll be more tuned in to see what's going on. But I don't know. Maybe Blaydes.
Okay, so you think
he's been there for a while. So if he wins, he might deserve it.
So you think Blaydes can pull this off? Because I think he's a big underdog. I think he's like almost like plus 300 or plus 250 or something in the fight.
Yeah, but he got to be smart. Apsinall is a really, really well-rounded fighter. I watch a couple of things. I watch him a few times. He's well-rounded. He has everything. So.
Do you think Blaydes would win a decision just with his wrestling, or do you think he can catch Tom as well? Because we've seen him get knockouts too.
You can't knock him out. It's heavyweight. You can't pull that out. You can't say he cannot knock him out. Either one of them, they can knock themselves out because his heavyweight is 265 pounds against each other. So his style with wrestling, he has his wrestling. He can throw hands. So I think he might pull it off. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, big fight here. You're going down under, like I mentioned, to fight Tuivasa. A win here in enemy territory, especially a finish. Where does that put you in the grand scheme of things?
I think a win over Tai, it's not going to put me anywhere. It's just a statement.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's going to be a statement, and I think I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say it would be 3 of your last 4 if you get this, so that's obviously going to look good in the division. And I know it's
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's a good way of looking at it. And you have a couple more fights left in your contract, right? I was trying to remember that.
Yeah, I just signed a new contract.
Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, that's great. Congrats, man. That must be good. How many contracts is that for you now? That's is it 4 contracts you've had in the UFC now, or is it just 3? I was trying to remember.
I think more. It's gonna be 5th.
5th? Oh, I was off then. Okay. So how does that feel? Because we've seen so many fighters get just 1 contract, but you've been able to, obviously the UFC likes your style. This is something we talked about in the last interview, is that they keep putting you in main events. So it's got to feel good that not only are you getting good opportunities, but the UFC is keeping you around. That must feel great.
I think the UFC definitely like what I'm doing, and also the fans like to see knockouts, and I'm capable of that, and that's what people want to see. Sometimes the fight can be boring, but you can stop the fight with 1 punch. That's what we want to see. Even if I'm watching UFC, I don't want to see a grappling match all along. But not to say a grappling match can be interesting with a lot of scrambles, throwing hands, kicks here and there, and then grapple again. It's all good. But the main thing is I want to see somebody get knocked out brutal.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. It's much more entertaining. Speaking of knockouts, what do you make of this Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight talk? I think I asked you about this the last interview, but it's looking more and more likely now as he keeps knocking out his opponents at light heavyweight.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't, because
I get you're not worrying about it until he comes in your division, I guess, or
not that I'm not worried about it. It's like opportunities, but I don't know if it's the right move.
Okay. Because Curtis Blaydes was at Media Day today, and he thinks that Pereira moving up, it wouldn't go well for him because you guys hit harder, and obviously guys are a lot bigger. And I don't know a single heavyweight on the roster that could fight at 185. Like if you remember, he fought at 185 not that long ago. So what do you make of Curtis thinking that Pereira might not do so well in your division?
He might right on that, but not only that, it's like he might be faster. He has the height. But when you can't eat like 2-3 with the small gloves. You'll be gone, fast. And you have those heavyweight that hit fast and be rolling and be in your face. You get 2 of those, you get two fight of those, you're done. Even at light heavyweight, you want to go step back. You want to step down back to light heavyweight. You can't get knocked out.
If for some reason they didn't give, I don't know what they would do with Pereira because he's a champion, right? I would assume that the champion gets to come up and fight the champion, but is there like a fight you would want to see that's a non-title fight for Pereira at heavyweight if he was to come up? Maybe yourself as an example?
I don't know. It has to be interesting. It has to do something for me.
Right.
So if not, I don't care. What they were making about it, that Alex Pereira should fight Tom Apsinall. It's also a fun fight.
Yeah,
I wanted to see that. I'm 70-30, thinking it's not going to go well for him, but I still want to see it. So what I think, I have to see it to make sure, like, okay, I was right or wrong, but it might be interesting.
Yeah. I agree. We'll keep an eye on that. Speaking of size differences, did you watch Jake Paul and Mike Perry or see the highlights from last weekend? Did you see the boxing fight?
Yeah, it was crazy. I wasn't thinking he could pull that off, but he did. Funny.
Yeah. Do you think the size played a major role in that? Like, obviously, because Mike has looked great since, I was going to say, because Mike's looked great since leaving the UFC in bare knuckle, right?
Oh, yeah. He's doing well at bare knuckle. He's a champ there. He won all his fight. It's crazy. Other than that, I definitely think, the size matters. Yeah.
Are you like a lot of us where you don't want to see him box Mike Tyson, or do you want to see him box Mike Tyson?
No, Mike Tyson is my childhood hero. So FJ,
I feel the same way. I don't want to see him box Mike. Yeah, I know. It's, not at his age.
Find someone else. Like find somebody at your own age and stuff. Mike is our childhood hero. I don't want to see some young kid go and try to take advantage of his age or whatever the case is.
Yeah,
I'd rather see him fight someone else. I don't even watch that. I don't care.
Well,
leave Mike alone.
Yeah, and I was going to say as well, I don't know if you're like me, but I just want to see Jake fight like a good boxer at this point, just to see how good he is, because we've sort of been through this. Every opponent that he's had, there's been something where it's kind of like they're either too old, or in Mike's case, he's too small. Like, I would like to see him fight someone his own size type thing that's active.
This is my question.
Yeah.
He's this elite boxer now, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does boxing work? Is
Yeah.
it that he's this boxer now? Does he go in the boxing ranking? There's a lot of young kid that's boxing right now in the ranking that's gonna eat him alive.
Okay.
Why doesn't they try something like that, like for the real boxing ranking, and then you find yourself somewhere else, and then you know where you at? Because right now he's fighting these MMA guys, pick on fights, and then he win, and then it's a big hype.
Well, I think first and foremost, I was going to say first and foremost, I think he's a businessman, right? So it's like he knows that those are going to get more eyeballs. But I agree with you. Like, I want to see him tested. I actually do want to see how good he is. So they need, in my opinion, they should give him it's like soon, because like, I don't know, him fighting Tyson. Like, is there anyone on this planet other than Mike Tyson who thinks he's going to win that fight? Like, I don't know, right?
Yeah. I'm a straight going guy. So if he fight like an elite boxer with the real talent, for an example, then I give him his respect.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't see, like, he's fighting these MMA guys. I don't know what it is. Like, fight a real boxer, see what it is, because that's the league you want to be in. Mm-hmm. That's what you show. You're a businessman. No businessman is boxing and not fighting the real guys in the business. So you're doing business. You're in a business, but you're fighting guys out of your league, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
You are not boxers. I can go box. That's fine. But I'm not a boxer. I'll try to be, and I can knock someone out. So you can't put me there for 12 rounds. I might get tired. My shoulders will start burning. So you got to train for that. But still, it's something you got to do for years to get it under control, to be in there, get loose for a while before, you can be in there for 12, 10 rounds without anything.
Well said. I agree. Before we get out of here, something that has nothing to do with combat sports. I saw you at the F1 in Miami. Let me first ask, are you like a big fan of that, or it just happened to be in town and you wanted to go see it? What's sort of your fandom with the F1 stuff?
Now, it's my third year and I love the F1.
Okay.
So first time I heard it's going to be, because I live close by. Yeah. Like 10 minutes or something. So when I heard it's going to be in town, I was like, I'm going. And I went alone the first time. I didn't know what to expect, because I was watching always from the television. I don't know the experience. I just went there and then let it all come over me. And I was like a child in a sugar factory.
Cool.
So it was good. I had fun. And then I went the next year, and then I went this year. And this year I went with my daughter. I brought her, and even she liked it. It was a really good thing to do. Like,
good bonding experience with your daughter. I think that's great.
Definitely.
Now, did they know you when you went? Did they know you were a UFC fighter there, or you just went as a fan and didn't want to be bothered?
I just went as a fan, and of course I run into a lot of people there that know me as a fighter and take a couple of pictures, exchange some conversation with. It was a lot. Like, I had a lot of people running into me. Like, it was fun.
You got to get some hookup though. You could get like VIP passes or something. I'm sure you got to get first round on the phone with that or something. They got to figure that out for you, because if you're a fan, I'm sure they would have loved to have the UFC fighter there like yourself, right?
Definitely, I'll let them know next time.
There you go. Not that I'm telling them how to do their job. They're great. But Jairzinho, thanks so much for doing this. We're looking forward to it. UFC 305 coming up here August 17th. We're less than a month away, so we're looking forward to it. If there's anyone you'd like to mention before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to say, I will give you the last word.
I would say you guys follow me on social media, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and also on YouTube. I got a lot of stuff I'm going to upload lately, so you guys can watch and have fun.